You may have heard it in the delivery room or even in the NICU or maybe a few days later. A doctor looks at you and says, it all just happened so fast. And at that moment, you're left wondering, what does that even mean? Were there truly no signs? Was there really nothing that anyone could have done? Or is this just something that they say when things don't go the way that they're supposed to? As a birth injury lawyer, I've heard this phrase in cases from all across the country when I've talked to families. And what I have learned is that it happened so fast can sometimes be used as a kind of psychological shield, both for the staff and for the parents. It sounds like compassion, and in some cases, and sometimes it is, but it can also be used to be a way to close off deeper questions about what led up to that moment, questions about what could have been done earlier for you and your baby. Because from a medical legal standpoint, things very rarely just happen. Birth is a process that's going to unfold over time. And when there's a final emergency, like for example, a sudden drop in your baby's heart rate, that moment often comes after earlier warning signs. So let's take umbilical cord compression as an example. When the cord becomes compressed, it can reduce or cut off the baby's oxygen supply. That kind of stress on the baby oftentimes will show up on the electronic fetal heart monitor as variable decelerations, which are abrupt drops in the baby's heart rate that can occur with or around contractions. If those decelerations start happening more often, or they become deeper, or they last longer, it can be a signal that the baby may not be tolerating labor well. And when there is a continuous fetal monitor in place, those patterns are visible to the team in real time. They are not just being recorded, they are meant to guide and help with decision making and, if needed, interventions. Because prolonged cord compression is one of the ways in which a baby can suffer a hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy or an HIE brain injury, and that type of injury can later in some cases be connected to a subsequent CP diagnosis. So when someone says that it just happened so fast, they may be describing the final minutes accurately, but what happened earlier? What happened in the bigger picture? And that's why that matters for you. If your baby has been diagnosed with HIE or a subsequent CP diagnosis, and you were told that it all happened in a flash, maybe you need to ask questions. What was happening in the hours before? Were there changes in your baby's heart rate and in the patterns? Was help delayed for your baby? Because sometimes that phrase is not the whole story. Sometimes it's just the beginning. And you deserve to know all of what happened, especially if you have questions. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and if you have any other questions about your baby's HIE brain injury at birth or subsequent CP diagnosis, if that is there also, if you have these types of questions from a medical legal perspective, don't hesitate to reach out and contact me. You can find out more information about me in my profile. My contact information is there. If you are on certain apps and you're watching this video on certain apps, you can send me a DM and we can chat a little bit about your baby story and what you have going on, or you can just wait and watch the picture that follows this video. All right, that's going to be it for today's short educational video. Have a good day, everybody.